Alright, in this video we're going to be graphing the slope-intercept form of a line. Now that may sound real complex, but it's really not too hard. This step is related to what we did in the last video. Let me give you an example of what I mean. 2x plus 3y equals 6. The way that is right now, we can't graph it. And the reason we can't graph it is it's not in the right form. It's got to be in this y equals mx plus b. Now just a reminder, I didn't write that very well. This is what a line looks like, and you can graph it using that. This isn't right yet, so we're going to fix it. So it says y equals, so there's my y. That means I've got to move this to the other side. Now reminder, it's plus 2x, so I subtract 2x on both sides to stay equal, and now it's gone. So what do I have left? 3y equals minus 2x plus 6. Now this is 1y equals, well this is 3, so I got to get rid of that. That's multiply, so I'm going to divide by 3 so that it disappears. And so what do I have left? Y equals minus 2/3 x plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now we did this in the last video. All we have to do is graph it. Now hint, I'm going to show you how to graph it by hand, but if you use that graphing calculator that they give you, you can do it the same way. You can't plug it in like this. You plug it in like this and it will graph correct. Or graph correctly, I'm sorry. So here's what we're going to do. That's the slope. That's how steep it's going to be. So the line's either going to be like this, or it's going to be real steep going down. This number is our little magic number. If you remember back to the last video, the B is called the y-intercept. It's where it runs into the y. Well, if I have x and y, it's going to run into y at 2. Well, if I'm going to hit this line at 2, right there, if I know how to do graphing, starting here, that point is actually 0, 2. Where did I get the 2? From right there. Why is it a 0? Because I didn't go left to right at all. I went up to the left or right, 0, up 2. Now, put a few lines in here. All I have to do is use my slope. Slope is negative 2 over 3. How do I use that? Well, negative means down, so I'm going to go down 2, right 3. So I'm going to go down 2, right 3. There's the first spot. Down 2, right 3. It's going to be about right there. So how did I get that? Well, the slope is called the rise over the run. How much are you going to go up or down, and how much left or right? Well, since this is a negative on a number line, that means go down. So I went down 2, and then I went, that's positive, so I went right 3. One more time. Negative is down, positive would be up, but this is negative, so I'm going down 2 and right 3. So I went down 2, right 3. That's my next spot. Down 2, right 3. So I have to make some lines to get out there. But if I can go down 2, right 3, I can also do the opposite, which is up 2, left 3. So I go up 2, left 3. If I'm correct, that's a pretty good line. That is how you graph using the formula of a line. Now again, use your graphing calculator, but when you do it, you need to look at it and understand what it's actually telling you. I have a negative slope, so it's going down. What do you think if a positive slope would do? It would go up. So I can tell by looking at it if I've done it right. Let's do one more, and I'll have you practice some of these on your own. Just take some time, one skill at a time. Let's do one like this. 4x plus 2y equals 8. Remember, it's got to be in y equals mx plus b. All right, we got to fix it. So I got to move this over here. So I'm going to subtract 4x. So I have to do that on both sides. Now it's gone. So 2y equals negative 4x plus 8. Now notice my order. Y equals x number. Y equals x number. So I'm doing it right. It's supposed to be 1y, so I have to divide by 2. So I divide by 2 and divide by 2. Y equals negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2x. How did I get that? Negative divided by positive is negative. If you're not sure, check your rules that I gave to you in one of the first videos. 8 divided by 2 is 4. All I have to do is graph it, and I've got it. Where does it run into the y? Well, that's what the b is. There it is. And it's a positive. So it's 0, 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And so, let me put some other lines in. Would be better with graph paper, but you can do it without graph paper and make it look okay and have an idea of what's going on. Notice it's a negative slope, so what's it going to do? It's going to point down again. Let's see if we're right. Slope is supposed to be rise over run, which means how much up or down and how much left or right. Well, my slope is negative 2. Well, that's not a fraction. But if I'm correct, I can put it over 1, and it's still the same number. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1. Again, how did I know that? Negative is down on a number line, and positive is right. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. Now you'll notice I have four dots. So I have a pretty good line right there. And if you put it on a graph, a graphing calculator, that's what you'll get. So graphing the slope-intercept form, what is that? This is slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. If it stays like this, you can't graph it. You have to put it in this form in order to graph it. We did by hand. Now, again, they give you a calculator. Use that calculator. When you get it in this form right here, that's what you type into your calculator, and it will graph it for you. So we're doing better. Keep it up. Hang in there. You're doing a great job. See you in the next video. You get to try it on your own.